The stars shone bright over the cold, endless void of space. Near a glowing red star, a fleet unlike any other gathered. Thousands of alien warships, sleek and massive, filled the orbit, their metal hulls reflecting the dying light of the sun. This was the Zarth Dominion, the strongest military force in the galaxy. Their commanders smiled with pride, and alien crowds cheered from distant planets, watching through giant screens. Today was a day of celebration. "All humans are gone," boomed Admiral Vexer from the command bridge of the flagship Dreadspire. His voice echoed across the fleet. "We are the masters of this galaxy. Nothing stands against us." On every planet under the Dominion, aliens celebrated. Fireworks of blue and green flared in the skies. Propaganda banners flashed the words, "Humans are dust. Humans are finished." Children laughed, adults clapped, and soldiers marched in perfect rows. Stories of human bravery had long faded into myths. To the aliens, humans were extinct, powerless, and irrelevant. But in the shadows of this celebration, a small, almost invisible blip appeared on the sensors of the Dreadspire. It flickered for a moment and vanished. "Sir." "A faint signal from Sector 91Z, said a nervous officer, tapping the console. It seems human in origin, but..." "Impossible." Vexer snapped. "Humans do not exist. You must be seeing a sensor glitch." "Report it as nothing." The officer hesitated but obeyed. The signal blinked once more, weak and tiny. Then it disappeared completely. All across the fleet, the alien commanders ignored it. No one wanted to believe that humans could still exist. Meanwhile, far away from the roaring fleets, in the empty darkness between stars, a small human ship drifted. It was tiny compared to the Dominion's massive vessels, almost invisible against the backdrop of space. Its hull was scratched and worn, but the engines hummed with quiet power. Inside, Captain Mara Vey leaned forward, her eyes fixed on the glowing star. "Everyone ready?" she asked her crew, a mix of humans trained in secret for years. No one spoke, but the tense nod said everything. Their mission was clear: survive, observe, and strike when the time was right. They had been waiting for centuries to see this moment. The galaxy thought humans were gone, but the humans had only been hiding. The crew adjusted the sensors, scanning the alien fleet. Thousands of ships moved in formation, each one far larger than their tiny vessel. "They don't know we're here," whispered Mara, a hint of a smile crossing her lips. "And they won't see us coming until it's too late." Back at the Dominion, Admiral Vexer walked among his officers, praising their success. "Remember this day," he said. "This is the day humans became history. No one will ever challenge us again." The officers cheered, their voices echoing in the cold corridors. No one noticed the small flicker on the long-range sensors, the faint human signal, almost lost in the noise of thousands of warships. As the alien fleet celebrated, Mara's ship slipped closer to the outer edge of the formation. Her crew held their breath as they watched alien ships parade around the star. Huge banners of victory floated in the vacuum, projected by enormous holograms. The aliens were proud, arrogant, and entirely unaware of the storm approaching. "Captain, I'm picking up another signal," said Lieutenant Kieran, pointing at a screen. "It's repeating. Very faint but consistent. Coming from the middle of the fleet." Mara's heart raced. "Good. That's our first step. Stay quiet. No sudden moves." The humans had no chance in open combat, not yet. But they had secrets the aliens did not know. Tricks, tactics, and technologies hidden for centuries. A celebration fireworks display erupted across the planets below. Alien children laughed at holograms of humans as tiny and weak creatures. Soldiers toasted in the mess halls, bragging about how easily they would wipe out any last survivors. And yet, in the shadows, one tiny human vessel drifted closer to the heart of the Dominion. Its engines were silent, its profile nearly invisible. A flicker of red light ran along its hull as Mara activated the hidden cloaking shields. The ship was ready. The aliens were confident, but the humans had patience. And patience had a way of turning the tide. Admiral Vexer finally looked up at the stars, unaware that history was about to change. He saw the galaxy under his control, the humans gone forever. But he did not notice the faint, almost forgotten signal blinking at the edge of the fleet. The signal that would mark the beginning of the unexpected war. The camera panned across the alien commanders, their faces full of arrogance. Behind them, the distant glow of the star reflected off their pride. And far beyond, hidden in the dark, one small human ship waited. The galaxy thought humans were finished. The aliens thought they were safe. But history had other plans. Far from the glowing star and the massive alien fleet, in a corner of the galaxy that many thought empty, a secret human colony thrived. The planet was small, rocky, and covered with dark forests. Its skies glimmered with distant stars, untouched by alien eyes. Here, humans had survived in silence for centuries, quietly building, learning, and waiting. Captain Mara Vey stepped off the small shuttle and looked around. The colony was alive with activity. Scientists hurried between labs, engineers worked on stealth ships, and young recruits trained in combat drills. Every face reflected determination. Humans had been beaten, scattered, and hunted, but here they were, hidden, strong, and ready. Mara walked to the command center, a dome-shaped building full of blinking lights and holographic displays. Lieutenant Kieran waited for her, his face tense. "Captain," he said quietly, "our sensors show unusual activity near the outer edges of the galaxy. Alien fleets. They are celebrating, thinking humans are extinct." Mara nodded, her jaw tight. "I know. I've seen it. But they don't know we exist. Not yet. And when they do, it will be too late for them." The human engineers were testing small ships designed for stealth. They could pass through alien sensors without being detected. Some ships were armed with energy cannons, others carried advanced technology that could disable alien weapons. All of them were ready for the mission that would change history. In the lab, Dr. Lena, the colony's chief scientist, adjusted the power core of a new stealth vessel. Sparks flew from the machine as she whispered to herself, "This is our chance. The galaxy thinks we are gone, but we are only hidden." Mara entered the lab. "Status?" she asked. "All ships are ready," Lena replied. "Engines fueled, cloaking shields active, weapons tested. We can leave the planet without being detected. But, the question is when?" Mara looked at the holographic map of the galaxy. The aliens are distracted by their own arrogance. They parade through their fleets, believing they have nothing to fear. That's our opening. We strike when they least expect it. But we move carefully. One mistake and this colony, everything, could be destroyed. A sudden alert sounded across the command center. "Captain." A signal from the outer rim. "Tiny, almost like the one we saw before," Kieran reported. Mara's eyes widened. "It's them," she said softly. "Our people are already testing the limits." "Good. That means our first strike is possible. Prepare the team." Meanwhile, children in the colony's training grounds watched simulations of star battles, their faces full of excitement. Soldiers drilled tirelessly, learning the human ways of fighting with intelligence, speed, and courage. Every person knew that the galaxy above believed humans were extinct. That belief was their greatest advantage. As the night fell on the rocky planet, the colony glimmered with lights. Human ships rested in hidden hangars, waiting silently. Outside, forests whispered with the wind, hiding the true strength of the humans within. Mara walked alone to the edge of a cliff, looking up at the stars. "They think we are gone," she whispered. "But soon, they will remember. They will all remember." Back in space, alien scouts continued to ignore faint signals. They believed humans could never return. They laughed at stories of human resilience, dismissing old warnings as myths. But on the planet below, humans were ready. Every ship, every weapon, every mind had been trained for this moment. Suddenly, Mara's communicator beeped. "Captain," Lena said, "we've received a signal from another hidden group. More humans. They are moving closer to the alien-controlled systems. If coordinated properly, we could hit the Dominion's fleets from multiple angles." Mara clenched her fist. "Then we coordinate. We prepare. And when the time comes, we strike together. The galaxy will see us rise. The aliens will fear what they never thought existed." The camera panned over the hidden hangars, showing rows of stealth ships ready to launch. The forests around the colony hid underground bunkers and secret labs. Every corner of the planet whispered with secrets the aliens could never imagine. That night, humans slept lightly, dreaming of a galaxy free from oppression. In their dreams, they saw fleets of alien ships falling before them, systems liberated and freedom restored. They had been patient, and patience was a weapon. In the distance, a faint glow appeared in space. One small ship, barely noticeable, left the colony, gliding silently toward the outer rim. It moved like a shadow, unseen by the alien eyes that still believed humans were gone. The galaxy above celebrated, unaware that the first moves of a new war were already underway. A war they could not imagine, a war that would change everything. And somewhere in the shadows, Captain Mara Vey smiled. The humans had waited for this moment for centuries. The unexpected war was about to begin. The galaxy seemed calm, but only to those who were blind. Thousands of alien warships glided gracefully around the glowing star, their metal hulls gleaming in the red light. The Zarth Dominion was at its peak. Across their empire, planets erupted in celebration. Citizens cheered, soldiers paraded, and holograms displayed the supposed end of humanity. "Look at them," boomed Admiral Vexer from the bridge of his flagship Dreadspire. "They are extinct. Their legends are lies. Nothing can challenge us now." In the alien capitals, banners hung from massive towers declaring, "Humans are dust. The galaxy is ours." Propaganda films showed humans as weak, scattered, and helpless. Children laughed at stories of human bravery. Even the oldest historians whispered, "The humans are gone." The Dominion's officers moved proudly among the crowd, laughing at old myths. "Did you hear the story of the human fleet that defeated the Krell?" One officer mocked. "Ridiculous. No species can survive without numbers, and humans have none left." Vexer smiled. "Exactly. There is nothing to fear. Our sensors detect no significant human presence. The galaxy is ours to command." But far from this arrogance, small flickers appeared on long-range sensors. Faint signals repeated, almost like whispers in the vast silence of space. Officers noticed them but shrugged. "Glitches," they said. "The humans are myths." Meanwhile, hidden human ships moved silently in the outer sectors. Captain Mara Vey watched her crew closely as they studied the alien fleet. Every sensor, every patrol route, every weak point was logged. "They think they are untouchable," Mara whispered. "They think we are gone. That is their mistake." The human fleet was tiny compared to the Dominion's massive vessels. Yet, humans had something the aliens could not imagine: patience, intelligence, and technology developed in secret for centuries. Every ship was equipped to strike where the aliens felt safest. Back on the planets of the Dominion, celebrations continued. Fireworks filled the skies with bright colors, reflecting in the eyes of soldiers who believed in their absolute power. The generals boasted about their victories and mocked the old warnings of human cunning. Admiral Vexer toured the outer rim in his personal command ship. "We control everything," he said proudly. "No fleet, no planet, no human could ever threaten us." But then, for a brief moment, a faint energy reading blinked on his console. The officers surrounding him stared at it. "Sir," one reported nervously, "there is a signal. Very weak. It appears human." Vexer laughed, a booming sound that filled the bridge. "Humans? Impossible. They are extinct. Ignore it." The officers hesitated, but no one dared challenge him. The signal vanished, and the aliens returned to their celebrations, unaware of the storm building just beyond their sensors. In the shadows of space, human ships glided past the outer defenses of the Dominion. Their engines were silent. Their weapons were hidden. Every move was calculated. Each human captain knew the risks. One mistake could mean total destruction. But patience had always been their greatest weapon. Mara Vey studied the largest of the alien warships, a floating city bristling with weapons. "That is their flagship," she said softly. "Destroying it first will create chaos. But we wait. We wait until they think nothing is coming. That is when we strike." The camera panned across alien crowds on distant planets, showing their arrogance. Soldiers laughed, civilians danced, and holograms of human myths flickered on screens. "Extinct," they said. "Gone forever." And yet, human scouts moved like shadows, unnoticed. A tiny fleet, almost invisible, drifted closer to the heart of the Dominion's power. Each ship was a silent promise of revenge. One officer on the Dreadspire finally muttered, "Sir, perhaps we should investigate. The signal could be—" Vexer cut him off. "Silence. No human exists. This is not a concern. Focus on the celebrations." The human fleet's hidden presence grew closer, surrounding the unsuspecting alien patrols. Mara's crew whispered among themselves, excitement and fear mixing together. They had waited centuries for this. Now, the galaxy that had mocked their survival would learn a lesson they could never forget. As fireworks lit the alien skies, a faint shadow passed over the main fleet. No one noticed. No alarms sounded. The Dominion continued to revel in its arrogance. And in that silence, Mara Vey whispered to her crew, "Soon they will understand. The humans are not gone. We are here. And they will fear us." The camera slowly pulled back, showing the massive alien fleet in its full glory, unaware that tiny human ships circled like predators in the shadows. The galaxy believed it was safe. It was not. The next chapter of history was about to begin. A chapter where patience, courage, and strategy would prove stronger than sheer numbers. The galaxy was calm but only in appearance. Thousands of alien warships glided near the glowing star, their lights reflecting in the vacuum of space. The Dominion was confident, arrogant, and completely unaware of the danger approaching. Captain Mara Vey sat in her small command ship, eyes fixed on the screens before her. The human fleet was tiny compared to the alien armada, but they had patience, intelligence, and technology hidden for centuries. Every weapon was tested, every maneuver rehearsed. The time for secrecy was ending. "Crew ready?" Mara asked, her voice calm but firm. "All ready, Captain," Lieutenant Kieran replied. "Weapons systems online. Cloaking shield stable. Stealth drones deployed." Mara nodded. "Good. Stay quiet. Move only when I give the signal. One wrong step, and it's over." Far below, the alien fleet continued its parade. Massive ships floated in formation, banners of victory glowing across their hulls. Soldiers cheered. Propaganda films played on distant planets, showing humans as tiny, extinct creatures. Admiral Vexer walked among his officers, proud and smug. "They are finished," he said. "No human threat exists. The galaxy is ours." Yet faint signals flickered on some consoles. Officers noticed them but ignored them, assuming glitches. The humans were closer than they realized. Suddenly Mara tapped the console. "Now," she whispered. The human ships moved like shadows. Cloaked vessels slipped past the alien patrols, invisible and silent. Small energy pulses flashed from hidden cannons, striking alien sensors and communication arrays. Confusion spread as alarms triggered across the fleet. "Sir, patrols are under attack," an officer shouted. "But we cannot see the enemy." Vexer's eyes widened. "Impossible. Humans are extinct. Explain." "No, sir, the attacks are sudden, precise. The ships, they are tiny," the officer stammered. Mara's voice came over the comms to her fleet. "Focus. Disable their patrols. No ship gets away. We move quickly and we vanish before they realize the scale." Explosions flared across the alien fleet. Small, agile human ships darted in and out of the shadows, firing advanced weapons designed to cripple the massive warships without being detected. Alien sensors failed to track them. Confusion turned into panic. On the planets below, holograms showed only fragments of the attack. Crowds murmured. Soldiers paused mid-celebration, unsure of what was happening. The Dominion's pride began to crack. "Sir, the attackers, they are human," another officer shouted, fear rising in his voice. Vexer's face went pale. "Humans? No. They cannot exist." But they did. And they were already winning. Mara watched as alien ships floundered, their massive weapons ineffective against the swift, hidden human vessels. Every strike was precise, every move calculated. "Captain, their flagship sensors are offline," Kieran reported. "We can create more confusion if we push now." Mara smiled. "Do it. Hit their comms next. Cut off their communication lines. Make them think the attacks are everywhere." The human fleet spread in multiple directions, small shadows striking at multiple points at once. Alien commanders shouted orders, but the humans were already gone, leaving behind chaos. Panic grew across the fleet. Vexer slammed his fist on the table. "Focus fire. Target every ship. Do not let them escape." But human ships were already retreating, slipping back into the shadows. Their first strike had ended, but the impact was massive. Alien patrols were destroyed, communication networks crippled, and fear had begun to spread across the Dominion. In the command ship, Mara looked at her crew. "Well done," she said softly. "This is only the beginning. They now know humans exist. And they will fear what comes next." Back on the alien planets, news of the attack spread quickly. Citizens were shocked. Soldiers whispered rumors of humans returning, of legends that were no longer myths. Fear replaced arrogance. The galaxy had believed humans were gone. The humans had returned and they had power. Vexer stared at the damage reports, rage and disbelief burning in his eyes. "This cannot be. How is this possible?" he muttered. We are the strongest. Humans cannot exist." But existence was no longer the question. Humans had proven they could fight. They had struck first, cleverly, and vanished before retaliation could begin. The unexpected war had begun. Mara's ship drifted back into the darkness beyond the battle, cloaked and invisible. The crew cheered quietly, but Mara remained calm. She knew this was only the first step. The Dominion was large, powerful, and dangerous. Patience and strategy would be their greatest weapons. The camera panned across the shattered alien patrols, flickering lights signaling confusion and fear. And far in the shadows, human ships waited, ready for the next phase. The galaxy would soon learn that humans were not gone. They had risen, and the aliens would never forget the first strike. The galaxy had begun to tremble, though most did not yet understand why. Alien fleets that had once celebrated humanity's extinction were now scattered, confused, and fearful. Messages of the human strike spread quickly, reaching even the most distant planets of the Dominion. Admiral Vexer sat rigidly on the bridge of his flagship, Dreadspire, staring at the holomap showing damage reports from the outer fleets. "How is this possible?" he demanded. His officers stammered, unable to give him a satisfactory answer. Every patrol, every sensor, every ship, destroyed by, what? Humans? Meanwhile, Captain Mara Vey's eyes scanned the stars through her command ship's viewport. Her fleet was hidden but growing in strength. "They expect fear," she whispered to Lieutenant Kieran. "Good. Let them have it. But now, it is time to turn their confidence into panic." The humans had learned the Dominion's weaknesses. Their weapons, long kept secret, were capable of disabling entire alien cruisers without warning. Mara deployed small strike teams, each one a shadow moving silently through enemy formations. They hit supply lines, comms arrays, and smaller fleets in precise, unpredictable attacks. Alien officers scrambled to respond. "Sir, multiple fleets report systems failing. Communications are down. How can they strike everywhere at once?" one shouted. Vexer slammed his fist on the console. "Contain them. All ships converge. Use every weapon. Nothing escapes." But the humans were never where the aliens expected. Every attack created confusion. Every hit weakened the Dominion. Panic spread among alien crews. Ships that had once marched in perfect formation now drifted apart, unsure what was real and what was a shadow. Mara gave orders calmly. "Focus on the cruisers with the most firepower. Disable engines first, then retreat. Draw them into traps. Keep the element of surprise." Lieutenant Kieran nodded, fingers flying across the console. "Captain, the flagship's shields are weakening. If we push carefully, we can create massive chaos in the heart of the fleet." Mara's smile was slight but determined. "Do it. Let them see the humans are not just surviving, they are winning." Explosions flared across the Dominion fleets. Alien ships toppled in the void, their huge frames torn apart by unseen attackers. In the alien capitals, citizens watched in shock. Soldiers whispered of humans returning, of legends that were no longer myths. Even the most confident officers felt fear creeping into their hearts. Vexer's voice trembled. "This cannot be. How is it possible that humans exist and fight like this?" Back in the human fleet, the crew worked with precision. No one wasted energy. Every strike was measured. Every movement planned. The humans had waited centuries for this moment, preparing, training, and observing. The Dominion had assumed patience meant weakness. They had been wrong. "Captain," Kieran reported, "our advanced weapons are ready. If we deploy them now, we can cripple their capital ships and force retreat." Mara took a deep breath. "Then we deploy. Target the biggest, most heavily armed ships first. Let the rest scatter in confusion. The turning point is ours." The human fleet advanced silently. Advanced weapons activated, sending waves of energy that tore through alien hulls. Shields collapsed, weapons failed, and the once confident fleets were thrown into chaos. Alien commanders shouted orders, but the humans were already gone, leaving nothing but confusion and fear. On the planets below, civilians and soldiers alike watched in disbelief. "Humans, alive?" one whispered. "They cannot be, and yet." Mara observed the results from her ship. "Perfect," she said softly. "They are afraid. Their arrogance is gone. Now they understand what we are capable of." Vexer's rage boiled over. "We are the strongest. How can a few survivors challenge us? They are not extinct, yet they should not exist." But existence was no longer enough. Humans had proven that patience, strategy, and hidden strength were stronger than sheer numbers. The Dominion's fear spread like wildfire across their command networks. The camera panned across destroyed fleets, flickering lights signaling chaos and panic. Shadows of human ships moved silently among the wreckage. The turning point had arrived. The Dominion had lost control and the humans had shown their power. Mara looked at her crew, proud but focused. "This is only the beginning," she said. "The galaxy will learn that humans never give up. And when the final strike comes, they will remember our name forever." The fleet moved back into the shadows, invisible, patient, and ready for the next phase. The aliens had underestimated the humans for too long. Now, every corner of the Dominion would feel the weight of their return. The unexpected war was no longer a secret. Humans had struck, and the turning point had changed everything. Fear, chaos, and doubt had replaced arrogance. The galaxy would never be the same again. The galaxy held its breath. Alien fleets, once confident and arrogant, drifted in chaos. Fires and explosions streaked through space, painting the void with red and gold light. Admiral Vexer stared at the holomap aboard his flagship Dreadspire, disbelief and rage twisting his features. How is this possible? He muttered. Reports flashed across the consoles. Fleets destroyed, supply lines crippled, communication networks broken. Ships that had once been symbols of power now floated crippled, vulnerable, and scattered. Captain Mara Vey's fleet had grown in the shadows, and now they moved in full force. Small human vessels darted silently among the alien fleets, striking where the Dominion least expected. Every attack was precise, every retreat calculated. The humans had waited centuries for this moment, and now the galaxy witnessed their return. Captain, the alien capital ship shields are weakening. If we push, we can destroy it completely, Lieutenant Kieran reported, excitement and tension in his voice. Mara's eyes narrowed. Do it. Strike swiftly. Leave no chance for recovery. This is our moment. The human fleet surged forward like shadows, invisible until it was too late. Advanced weapons activated, energy pulses tearing through the Dominion's flagship. Explosions erupted, hulls twisted, and weapons systems failed. The largest and most powerful warship of the Dominion shuddered, flames licking across its exterior. Alien officers screamed orders, but the humans were gone before any retaliation could occur. On the planets below, civilians and soldiers watched in horror. Holoscreens flickered with images of fleets being destroyed in ways no one could understand. The humans, they are alive, someone whispered. They are rising. Admiral Vexer banged his fist against the console, his face pale with fury. This cannot be. We are the strongest. Humans are extinct. How can they destroy everything? But the humans had proven it. They were not just surviving, they were winning. They were organized, intelligent, and patient. The Dominion's arrogance had been their greatest weakness. Mara's voice echoed over the fleet comms. Focus on the remaining capital ships. Disable their command systems first. Spread fear. Make them understand who controls the galaxy now. Alien ships tried to regroup, but it was too late. Human tactics were unpredictable, fast, and overwhelming. Large cruisers toppled under precise strikes. Supply lines were cut. Communications failed. Every corner of the Dominion felt the humans' return. Panic spread like wildfire among the alien commanders. On one distant planet, an alien council convened. We underestimated them, one said, voice trembling. They are not extinct. They are strong. And they strike with intelligence we cannot match. Another officer whispered, we must retreat, or the galaxy is lost. Back in the human fleet, Mara watched the chaos unfold. We have given them fear, she said softly to her crew. We have shown them that humans are not gone. That is enough, for now. The flagship Dreadspire shuddered violently, sparks flying from its damaged hull. Vexer stared in disbelief as Mara's smallest ships moved like shadows among his fleet, destroying what had been the pride of the Dominion. Captain, they are retreating, reported an officer. The fleets, they are fleeing. Mara's eyes gleamed with quiet satisfaction. Good. Let them run. Let them feel fear. The galaxy will remember this day. Humans have risen, and the Dominion knows it. Alien citizens and soldiers across the Empire were in shock. Centuries of believing humans were extinct had ended in one stunning revelation. Humans were alive, cunning, and powerful. The stories of old were not myths. The humans had returned, and they had taken the first step to reclaim the galaxy. Mara's fleet regrouped at the edge of the battle. Ships silently glided into hidden positions, ready for the next phase. No one celebrated yet, humans were patient. They had waited for centuries, and the galaxy would continue to learn their strength slowly, deliberately, and inevitably. Admiral Vexer slumped in his chair, defeated but alive. The arrogance that had built the Dominion was shattered. For the first time, fear entered the hearts of those who had believed themselves untouchable. Mara looked at the stars, the glow of the distant red sun reflecting off her ship's hull. The galaxy thought we were gone, she whispered. They believed we were extinct. But we are here. And we will rise. The camera panned across shattered fleets, burning stars, and the small, silent human ships moving in the darkness. The galaxy had witnessed the return of a species it thought lost forever. Humans had risen, and the aliens would never forget the fear they had sown. The unexpected war had ended for now, but the humans' rise was only the beginning. The galaxy would never be the same again.